What's up, guys? Z here, and I wanted to go over a topic that I see going on and on and on in chat all of the time. And I wanted to talk to you about what is a legendary item, what is an ancient legendary item, and what is a primal ancient legendary item, and how do you even get these items? So, first things first, a legendary item. Any legendary item will be in gold text or it will be in green if it is a set item. If we go over to my stash here, you will see that I've broken it down into different categories. For example, since I'm rolling a Demon Hunter right here, I have, this is all out of order, but I have the Unhallowed Essence set, all 6 pieces, and you can see they're all green. And then I have all Natalia's, all of them, the Marauder. I have an extra copy of the Shadow's Mantle, which is what I'm wearing currently. And I have different miscellaneous things. Then I have my regular gold legendaries broken down into jewelry and weaponry, etc., etc. Alright, so legendary items, including the legendary gems and the legendary potions, as you can see by the description in the names, right underneath you'll see legendary potion there, or legendary gem, etc. You get the gist. So a legendary item looks like this. It'll have usually the gold text underneath all of the blue font attributes is the legendary ability. And those are the abilities that if you go to your Kanai's cube in town, once you unlock it, depending on if it's a weapon, if it's an armor piece, including boots, helmets, chest pieces, whatever, pants, or a jewelry piece. And you can see all the ones, even if you haven't extracted any yet, which ones you can pick, and the same with all of the rest of them. It's quite a few that you can get. So how do you get legendaries? It's simple. You can get them at any time. You don't have to be a certain level. You don't have to be on a certain difficulty. Now, the higher torment level that you go, you do get a better chance of getting more legendaries. And one good thing is legendaries break down into Forgotten Souls, as is stated by the information on Forgotten Soul. So that is helpful for doing different recipes in Kanai's cube and crafting. Also, they're some of the best items in the game. And as I said, the passive abilities are also super helpful in your Kanai's cube. Now, this is a regular legendary item. This Lord Greenstone's fan right here. If I move to the next one, you'll notice that this is an ancient legendary dagger as opposed to just a legendary dagger. Another thing that you will notice is the box around it is now golden as opposed to just black. See the difference? Now, you might also notice, hey, the stats went up quite a bit on the ancient version, and that's accurate. There is a 30% stat buff. You can see 825 to 1000 on dexterity and vitality. And if you look at the rolls for a regular, 626 to 750. So you see that there is a equivalent of 30% increase on the stats of an ancient legendary item. And ancients can also come into set pieces. As you can see, my shadow set is all ancient. So these are better versions of regular legendaries. So ancients are what you really, really want to get, as long as they're rolling the right special properties for you. Now, taking it a step further, this is a primal ancient. Now, it's very clear the difference on this graphically speaking. It has a red surround and it has like some teeth and horns on the top of the graphic for the box here. Now, as you'll notice, there's not a whole lot of a difference between the ancient and the primal, right? Because if you look, 1000, this can also roll 1000. Now, between these two particular daggers, there's not a whole lot of difference. But that's just because this dagger rolled pretty well. Now, like I told you about the range, even the legendary ability has a range. And you can see 160 to 200% when I'm holding in the control key over the item. This tells me how far of a range that legendary ability has, as well as all the other abilities that are included here. You'll notice that on the primal, there's no range. It's just one number, and that's the maximum amount. Every stat on a Primal is absolute maximum, including the legendary ability. So, the only thing holding back a Primal Ancient from being a best in slot item for you, if it's the right item, is if it's the right rolls. If the rolls are correct, they cover all the bases of what your particular build and your particular character need, you will not get a better item. So, how do you get an Ancient? First of all, well, you can get legendaries at any time, right? Same goes for the Ancients. An Ancient is a 10% chance. If a legendary drops, it's a 10% chance to get an Ancient version of said item. Not a super high chance, but not, completely unlikely either. And like I said, with torment levels going higher, you get a better chance of a legendary item to drop. So therefore, you get more chances for Ancient legendaries to drop. Then, how do you get a Primal? I can't tell you how many times in chat I see people ask about, how do I get a Primal Ancient to drop? Well, unlike the other ones, you can't get this from level 1 onwards. You have to clear a level 70 Solo Greater Rift minimum. So once you clear a 70 Greater Rift in the time limit, you actually complete it, and it's by yourself, you will then have the ability to have these drop. These, though, don't have a 1 in 10 chance of dropping. They have an effective, I'm pretty sure it's 1 in 100 chance to drop, because I'm pretty sure Blizzard themselves said, well, an Ancient has a 10% chance to drop off of a legendary, and a Primal has a 10% chance from an Ancient to be Primal. So that means 1%. So 1 out of 100 legendaries is the typical rate for a Primal. I myself have only gotten 2 during Season 10. You can imagine if every item I had on me was Primal, it would be significantly better as long as the rolls are what I want. So that was basically just a little bit of information for those who are not really familiar with Primal Ancients specifically, but also just regular legendaries and Ancients, because a lot of people have not cleared 70 Solo Greater Rifts yet. So if you were curious, now you know. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Later.